Today is turning into another one of those mega rush days. Well, mainly because I'm editing that 330e video. I'm also sending back that dual motor electric skateboard because it was only on loan and I had lots of fun with it, though it is a bit large. But yeah, I need to get that packaged up before the delivery man arrives. And I don't have enough hands because I'm holding a camera. You know, I'm thinking if I find the time, I might put that 330e more expanded version on the Geek Out TV channel. I had quite an interesting conversation there, you know, sort of spanning about 20 minutes. And I can't possibly put that much in a vlog post, so thank you again, Slick Revolution. Bye bye, longboard. This is almost annoying because the delivery chap hasn't turned up yet, so I'm kind of stuck here, which is, you know, I was hoping to go to my parents a little bit later. I'm still going to go later, but now it might wind up being a lot later and get stuck in the traffic. And I tell you what, I know what I'm going to do. I noticed the wheels weren't particularly smooth running on my electric skateboard, so I'm going to put some new bearings in it and see how we go with that. So this is the problem. Now we can do better than that. Obviously this one's never going to spin particularly freely because of the motor. Oh, no spacer in it. Now this one should actually make a difference. Again, no spacer. That's why the wheels don't run quickly. That's what I think. You wouldn't believe how much difference this is going to make. Good bearings. Check this out. It's a whole different level of bearing. I'm going to have to give that a little try later. Skateboard has finally gone back to Slick Revolution now. Thanks for the demo. And I'm just loading the car. We're ready to go. Almost. So the theme of today's vlog, and we are literally going in a second, I'm just waiting for the video that's going up today to finish uploading. I was just going to quickly mention Tesla, because it kind of relates to what the theme of the day is, which is sort of obsession, because I have a bit of an obsessive nature, which is one of the reasons why daily vlogs do suit me. It's also one of the reasons why I just absolutely have to get that folding skateboard spot on. I've just realised I've taken it to the car, so we'll look at that when we get to my parents' house. Hopefully it won't be too dark. What I was going to mention though quickly was the delivery results from Tesla, because they clearly have quite an obsession as well with delivering electric vehicles. They've hit 25,000 deliveries in the first quarter of 2017, which I believe is their best quarter ever, and it is an extremely strong result when you consider that they're also trying to get the production line ready for Model 3. Elon Musk is just totally non-stop. Everything he does is totally nuts, but he just won't take no for an answer, and he's totally obsessed with achieving his goals, which is really handy because it gives good EVs for us, and he's driving the whole market forward. He really is. I think it was a Mercedes executive that actually just recently said that Tesla have taken the granola out of EVs, which is a fantastic phrase and totally describes the reality of Tesla's impact on the automotive industry. And I think eventually it's going to have that impact, you know, on energy in general.
I want to go very fast and catch up with you.
Okie doke. Go on then, let's get you in the car. Bye bye. We are at long last ready to go. I seem to have lost my favourite pair of sunglasses. I have to wear these ones instead. I don't believe it. I have left all of the food for supper at home. There it is, just sitting there. Do I ever feel like an idiot right now? Well, we're almost there now-ish. Still can't believe I left that food. But, you know, it's not like I left it in the fridge. It was literally just going to sit on the table and rot. Let's talk about this obsession thing. You know, it's always been the way with me. And I think it is for a lot of other people as well. it certainly is for Elon Musk. I mean, whoa, that geezer's obsessed. And I think that's part of where other auto manufacturers are going wrong, actually, because they're not really obsessed with EVs. In fact, half the time they don't even seem to really like EVs. They're just kind of going through the motions because they feel they ought to, and that's the reason why I think Tesla is gaining ground on them quickly. You know, when Model 3 gets released, I think they're going to hit their production targets. You know, the fact that they can do 25,000 cars in a quarter deliveries, whilst at the same time putting together the production line for Model 3, is deeply impressive. This is all being done while Elon Musk is getting his other company to reuse already flown boosters. And it is basically the same with me, except, you know, minus the electric car company and the space company. So in other words, completely different with me. But the similarity is the slightly obsessive side. You know, I in the past had a slight obsession with Linux, shall we say, that lasted kind of still. It's been EVs now for a good sort of 4 years. What tends to happen with me at any rate is I have a sort of a spike of obsession for a good few years, and then that spike of obsession will sort of tail off, and you know, whatever it was I was obsessed about will just become part of my, you know, being. You know, Linux is always going to be something that I use and enjoy and think is a really great operating system, and default to where I can, I might add. At the same time, I have absolutely no doubt that I will never drive another petrol or diesel. I will definitely only be driving EVs from now on. If I couldn't drive a Tesla for whatever reason, I would, at this point in time, I would go out and buy a Renault Zoe. But, you know, one thing is for sure, if I'm driving, I want it to be an EV. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep up with this whole, you know, skating thing as well, because it's just so much fun. And also, really quite useful. I was very surprised by how quick it was to get around the centre of London when you're on a longboard. I'd say in some ways it's even quicker than with a bicycle, because the thing about a bicycle is when you get to your destination, you've got to work out what you're going to do with the bicycle. You know, you can't really wheel it into a shop. Hey Louie.
Hello.
Hiya, how you doing?
I'm alright, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. You're live on YouTube. Well, not live. No, he's just woken up. He's in a bit of a I've just woken up mood.
Chipmunk chips.
Chipmunk chips.
I don't know what you're on about, Jasper. Right, let's get him in. I can already tell. Those new bearings are incredible. I haven't put any power in yet. This is all just gravity. That was a stone, and I very nearly came a cropper. I'm loving these new bearings though. That's why I wanted a folding longboard. Plug the car in time. So this obsessive nature thing, does it mean that YouTube's going to come to an end anytime soon? No. Because I tell you what, I'm really loving this one. And besides, I think I was into Linux for like well over a decade. This is that last change that I made. I put some metal in there, which was really difficult to do, and it just creates a bit more of a cushion on that hinge, which just keeps the whole thing slightly more rigid. I have no concerns about whether the hinge will fail. I'm quite sure it won't. But what I am a little bit concerned about, it will just sag more and more and more as the wood sort of gets squished, and that's what that metal's there to do. It's just to try and help give a bit of extra cushioning and support on that top hinge area. Oh, it's late, I'm tired. I think I'm probably going to call it a day in a second, because just first, quickly, Tesla and how's this for commitment, is planning on doubling the number of superchargers it has in North America over this year. I wish there was some other company out there that had the same level of commitment to EVs that Tesla clearly has. I mean, well, to be honest, I'd call it obsession. Tesla is obsessed with EVs. I hope you've all enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to like it, share it and subscribe if you haven't already. And follow me on Instagram if you don't already. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye. The only reason I don't use Linux at the moment is because I wouldn't be able to use it, Final Cut Pro X with it, not without doing a huge amount of work. Rather than actually making videos for YouTube, what I would be doing is, you know, getting my Linux laptop to the point where it can make videos for YouTube.